I'm not a patient man. I like to get things done. I'm always in a hurry. It doesn't matter how far you travel in life, you can always learn something. Working with people, it's taught me a lot of skills and patience. I'll be riding that tractor that you saw me on earlier today. It has low speed. If you jump in and put it in high speed, you'll not turn the ground. By going in low speed, it turns the soil and makes it very productive. I was reading in Genesis 2:8, and it says, "The Lord our God planted a garden in the east, and He put a man in charge of it." I says, I can do that. The biggest garden I'd ever had was maybe 50 by 50. Now I have almost a 14-acre garden. Our garden is called Shiloh Field Community Garden. We have 129 individual plots. There's no charge for the plot. There's no charge for the water. We have approximately 60 fruit trees, apple, peach, plum, pears, figs. We just have planted a 1-acre blackberry patch. Next year we'll begin to harvest that and we'll pick on the hives. We have 20 chickens, 2 beehives. Our first year we harvested 12,071 pounds. I thought, wow, that's a lot. But our third year we came back and we harvested 23,453 pounds of produce. I'm anticipating this year we'll do at least 35,000 pounds that we can share with those in need. So, you know, we're all out here about feeding people. And so the more people who come out to the garden and share the produce, but also help us in the picking of it. They'll sure be able to use your help for sure. I was just fixing to check on them. But we've truly been blessed. We've got lots of volunteers. Last year we had over 2,600 volunteer hours at the garden. And it's just a wonderful feeling to be able to give back to the community. I think a community garden is important. It brings people together. Great way to teach children. We've just started a children's garden where we'll invite children to come in for classes, and we'll actually plan to teach them. Have you ever seen a child in a dirt pile? They love to get their hands in the dirt. The children can actually be involved in taking that little bitty plant and lay it in a furrow and covering it up. They can come back 2 weeks later and see it standing up, looking pretty. Come back 60 days later and see a large onion, and they say, hey, I planted that.
I've always liked cooking and gardening. I've been doing it for about 3 or 4 years now. The last year we grew tomatoes, eggplants, onions, spinach, cucumbers, and then okra were our main pots, or our main gardens.
You know, we went through a time when you could live in a neighborhood and not know your neighbor next door. There was a time maybe due to circumstances you didn't really need to have a garden, or you just didn't have a feel for it, so to speak. But we tend to all go back to our roots at some point in time. We like fresh vegetables, we like the quality. Organic is kind of on the front, if you will, now, because people don't want to eat chemicals. Well, ours are pure homegrown, good food, right fresh from the garden. There's no saying when you're green, you're grown, you're ripe, you rot. Well, I'm just 74, so I've got a long way to go yet. Robert Louis Stevenson says, "Don't judge each day by the harvest you reap, but by the seeds you plant."